Okay, today is Friday, May the 30th, 2025. This is Mr. Mark Haines, songwriter and world explorer. And we are at Volga Lake, and this area is the kind of the Albany Bridge something. Yep. And Mark says there's some interesting stuff here on the other side of the bridge. It is, did you happen to notice what time it is? It's 79 degrees last time I looked, 78, 79 degrees. It's a little bit on the... 3:26 p.m. And I would say it's just a tad, not real muggy, but kind of on the verge of being muggy.
Yeah, it feels more.
Yeah. So it actually is a pretty nice day compared to what we've been having. Now, what body of water is this?
This is the Volga.
Oh, the Volga. It's pretty clear, isn't it?
You know the words to the Volga boatman?
Oh, no, but I used to be a member of the Volga River Riders.
Wow.
I think I saw a fish down there. He turned just so I saw a silver reflection, but I don't see him now. But that water is quite clear,
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
Were you going to sing something?
No,
Volga?
I don't know the words either.
Oh. Well, I had done a video out here, maybe a couple videos, but never ventured beyond the end of this bridge. And I was talking to Mark, and he says, "Oh yeah, he's been beyond the bridge there." So that's what this is all about. I'm going to make sure I got my vehicle locked. Everything's good. Okay. I've got all my bug spray and my pants tucked into my socks, and I even have gaffer's tape around my It's coming apart already.
So if you lose all feeling in your feet, you'll cut off your circulation.
Yeah. And we're going to do the drone today too, but we're going to fire that guy up after we get her on the other side of this partition. Well, this isn't bad, is it? It's
I haven't seen so much growing up on the path before. Usually I'm out here in the fall.
We're going to see if we can get this guy to follow us.
Current mode, hover.
Oh, I don't want the hover. I want the follow.
Zoom out. Follow.
That's what I want. I haven't used my drone in a while, so hopefully we'll get the thing going. We're rolling. Okay. That way I can sync it up to the audio. But the first thing they say, they don't ask about the videos. They say, "Hey, have you been using that drone lately?" Oh, this is nice back here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not used to seeing it this grown stuff.
I'll just kind of hang back here.
I don't think I need this.
They seem to let up.
Yeah, you get moving.
Yeah. Well, I was concerned about the wind because it was a little breezy.
Getting breezy.
And the drone doesn't like
too much rain.
Yeah.
They're a little protected down here.
He got tangled up in a branch there. Oh, you can really feel the humidity down in here. Are you sure you don't want to go back and get that little branch?
I wouldn't like waving it in front of my face all the time.
Yeah. Think of those poor horses. They got to keep wagging their tail.
Yeah.
So when you've been here before, it's probably later in the
It's
season.
usually fall. That's when I usually
Okay.
come and move there.
So there isn't all this foliage.
Yeah. Yeah, this is quite a lot. There's quite a stretch of sameness here because it, you know, until you get to a certain point, and then there's a clearing, an open place, and then there's
Oh, I like this though.
the uphill path.
She was looking. This is not on video, but we ran into a lady and her dog who had just come off this path, and she said she was looking for, what did she call them? Oyster mushrooms or
Something golden, something was a
golden oyster mushroom?
something.
And she says she doesn't eat them because she doesn't like mushrooms, but apparently she enjoys the hunt. So she apparently had been back in here looking for them.
Bird, I have a friend in Decorah, Bill McLean, and I was up there last year sitting in Phelps Park, and he has an app on his phone that identifies all the bird calls that are going on. And he was giving birds that I couldn't hear.
So it actually detects the birds.
Yeah, bird calls.
and then
It must be
announces-
Very sensitive. Yeah, it
Huh.
tells you what the bird calls are. And I was hearing vireos. I should have looked up vireos. I've forgotten what they look like.
Huh. I woke up early this morning, 5 o'clock, and I thought I could hear birds tweeting.
Oh, that time of day they're really.
Oh, maybe they were then.
Right, they are, probably. Yeah.
I finally thought, well, maybe it's just my tinnitus.
Yeah. Well, after I read your newsletter, a little meditation on early morning quiet.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was sitting and I don't think it was early morning, but I was sitting and just sort of listening to the quiet, and I realized I have a constant tinnitus, but I don't notice it most of the time. It's not real loud.
Yeah, right.
But it's just, if it's very quiet, I can notice it, and that was the main sound I noticed, the ticking of the grandfather clock. And when I first discovered it was, I think I was in bed when I was quite young, maybe I don't know if I was in teens or 20s, and it was the middle of the winter, and I'm lying in bed and I could hear this sound that sounded like insects. I said, it can't be insects.
Yeah.
What is it? And I realized it's just in my ear. But it's there all the time, but I just never noticed it.
Yeah, I think the brain does a pretty good job of filtering out just
Yeah.
moderate
It's like
tinnitus.
I don't notice most of the time the floaters on my eyes.
Right.
And they're there all the time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I can't I can't see them now at all, even when I look at the sky.
All the input that we get, the brain has to start filtering some of that stuff out, or it would just drive us nuts. I just ordered these wraparound sunglasses. I found that I had some Foster Grant wraparound sunglass polarized.
Oh, it's gonna land.
Did we lose you?
The power of the device is insufficient. Please check the device status.
But the other day when I was riding, I got like a little gnat in my eye, and that happens occasionally, and usually it just kind of works its way out. But this bothered me. Well, still is a little bit. That I was irritated,
Oh,
and so I thought, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just start wearing wraparounds, especially on the bike rides. And today I'm wearing them just to kind of get used to them because they're a little snug. But yeah, getting back to that article about, I guess, being mindful, being aware.
yeah.
That morning I was listening to the tick of the clock,
Yeah.
and then the baseboard heater started kind of ticking, and I thought, well, then I can hear that white noise in my head. Then pretty soon, way off in the distance, I heard a truck shifting gears, and I thought, normally what you would think is being peace and quiet, there's all sorts of stuff going
Oh,
on.
yeah.
Okay. So, that goes up into a field? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Somebody- equipment gets up.
I'm going to run up there real quick and just take a quick look. See what this is. Is that what that is? Yeah, something is planted here. All you farmers out there, I'm sure you know right away what this is.
Yeah, I think it's corn.
Is that corn?
I think so.
Okay. It's kind of an isolated
Yeah.
field, isn't it?
Yeah. They must come down that long. It's an upward hill from our end.
That breeze feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Helps with the gnats.
Yeah. Yeah, the gnats are come and go, and I'm sure on the video
Stop there. We look at that field like
I'm sure glad you I got that tip about those New Balance 608s.
oh yeah,
I wear them a lot.
yeah.
They are a good walking shoe, very comfortable and durable.
And I had this is my newer pair, but I've had them too.
Oh, so this is a split in the road that
Yeah, this is the first one. This one will take, I think it goes over by the river.
to the right, huh?
Yeah, and this one, you can see here, you can see where we're headed on this one. You can see the brown there, that's the
Yeah.
open area there.
Okay.
And there.
So we're going to hang a left here.
Yeah, we could check this out on our way back. I don't know how
Okay.
far you have to walk before you get to the river. It's not all that far through the woods there.
Well, the gnats are back. I'm sure they're going to show up real well on the video. This is pretty impressive down in here.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
Huh.
There's always fields that people do.
Yeah. Rhubarb.
Wait a minute, did we?
She says something about,
We're going uphill now.
yeah.
That's the clearing I thought we'd end up
Oh.
at. We must have had to stay on the other path to get to that. Do you want to just walk up this way?
Okay. She said she didn't want to, the lady we ran into, she said, didn't want to walk up that hill. So,
Yeah.
whoop. I'm glad the drone was not on to see that misstep.
So in the fall, you get a really good view through the trees here across the...
Now, have you been up this
Well,
road?
I've been clear up to where it meets the road up here.
Oh, okay.
A couple of times I've been there.
Oh, this is pretty steep here.
Yeah.
Prob-
Now, there are places up farther where it's not so steep and you can walk, you know, I've walked down and looked over that open space there from like a little bluff down here, but it must be a bit farther up there.
Well, that would be a good little roll down here. It probably doesn't translate to the video, but it's a pretty good little drop off. Almost sounded like a coyote.
Yeah, that's just a branch rubbing on.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Two branches rubbing together trying to start a fire.
Wow. Now if we had bikes, when we get to the top, we could just coast down.
Well, after you walk up it, it feels like you're coasting walking down.
I would say the downward,
On up, I've noticed just even in my in-town walk. On the hills, I tend to develop a little backache.
yeah.
I just have a slight one right now. And it's a relief to go on flatter downhill because it's still, I can tell it's not getting worse than it is.
That would be workout. Starting at the bottom and climbing up this side here.
Well, you can only go so far because then you come to, you're just looking off of a kind of bluff there.
Oh, really? Well, it is a bluff then, huh?
Well, I don't know if you call it a bluff. I don't think there's a continuous rock face, but it's a steep, very steep hill. Yeah, well,
I don't know if you can see that on video. Some little critters jumping. Would those be crickets or what?
I don't know. They jump around like crickets.
Yeah. Maybe they're giant fleas.
Maybe they're small grasshoppers.
I can't. They ran away.
Here we're getting to an area where we can more easily walk into. Yeah, here we're coming to an area. Head back, you can do it any time, I think.
Yeah, it looks like
More
we're.
of the same will come out on
Yeah.
gravel road up there.
Yeah, the grade has lessened,
Yeah.
so it's starting to level out. So, yeah. Unless there's something spectacular up there, we should be seeing.
Road.
Well, that breeze feels good. Well, there's some limestone over here.
Yeah, there's little places like that.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's quite a bit. I don't know why I didn't notice that. I guess I was looking down this other
Yeah.
way. Well, we're walking down now, downhill, and it's a heck of a lot easier than walking uphill. Can't, unless I had an app going on the phone, there's no way we can tell how far we've walked today.
Yeah, it isn't really very far from the bridge to where we started up hill.
It's always kind of fun to see the distance involved. Oh, this trek will get a intermediate rating for its grade because of the hill.
Bumpy ride on bicycles.
Oh yeah, this would not be, well, yeah, you could do it.
Part of the road is less bumpy than that.
It's not my type of bike riding, going up this a hill like this. It'd be like riding up the El Dorado Hill, which I used to do, but I don't want to do it anymore. As my grandfather would say, my thirst has been quenched. I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of editing.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Yeah, taking a lot of this out. But that probably is just as good. You know, people have such a limited attention span. Not that an hour's worth of this would be riveting, but certainly they wouldn't want to miss out on our sparkling conversation. Notice we haven't even mentioned grapevines once.
No.
Whoops. I guess now we
I
did.
noticed it when we first got across the bridge, I saw there were lots of
So you restrained yourself and that. I still don't feel as though I've had a satisfactory answer to that. Oh, there's one down there. Well, here might be a good example of what might be happening with the vines. Because that vine is up against the base of the tree. So it possibly could have gone up the side like the one vine is there. And then it broke away. We got one strand that's suddenly going down here. Maybe that's part of the strand that was holding on. Maybe this is the long lost missing link. I watched an interesting documentary last night. Back in the 70s, there was a chimpanzee that looked like a man called Oliver, and it was was in all the Life magazine and all that stuff, and they thought it was the missing link, and at the time they thought where man has 46 pair of chromosomes, chimps usually have 48, or chimps do have 48 pair, and at the time they were saying this Oliver had 47 pair of chromosomes, thinking he was some type of a missing link, and he walked upright all the time, whereas chimps are able to walk upright for short periods of time, but then they get back to their knuckles, and
Maybe he's just a pygmy Sasquatch.
yeah, well, then they would call him, we only stood about this tall, but they called him Bigfoot, and he was on all sorts of TV programs and over in Japan, and years later, so in the final maybe 10 minutes of the documentary, they say that they finally did a complete analysis of his DNA, and he indeed had 48 pair of chromosomes, or not chromosomes. So he was indeed a chimp, but he had some modifications in the genetic makeup that indicated he was from a different region from.
Maybe he was the last of his brand.
Yeah. But he was the oddest looking thing, and he'd smoke cigars.
Oh, I'll have to look that up. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. Well, after I saw his image, I thought, oh yeah, I've seen that before. But I couldn't remember any details. So it was quite interesting. I'll put the link in the description below.
You want to take a look at the
Yeah,
views here?
definitely.
Walk.
I'm gonna.
Flat walk.
I'm gonna kind of hang back here and let you take the lead. There we are. Segment 2. 1, 2, 3.
You can really hear the wind up there in the trees.
Yeah,
There isn't any here. There's very little.
that's right. It is. It's still down here.
Oh, see, there's another. Maybe this one goes off toward the river and this one goes off toward the pool.
Oh,
See, I was fooled by the first one too. It was wide. I was fooled by the
there's multiple splits in the path. Well, this goes off to another field over here. I'll let
Yeah,
you.
that's a good view in the fall when you see all the trees on this side. But, yeah, we could walk this way. But I don't know how far it is to the river. I think it's very far. Now there's a nice breeze.
Yeah,
Place is here.
coming through here. Well, that area must be kind of sheltered somehow.
Field. The river's clear across the field.
Oh, is that where the river is?
Now it all comes back to me.
Oh, okay.
So between going that other way and seeing that other open field, and this is just about 6 to 1, half dozen of another, they're about similar. This would look great in the fall too, though.
Yeah.
cornfield.
Ah, the breeze feels good. Well, what do you think, drone? Should we head back? Can you follow me?
So,
There's a setting where you can give it signals, hand signals, and it'll go into different modes, like that orbit where it goes around you slowly, and then there's a bird's eye where it goes out way up, what, 50, 60 feet. Of course, today 50, 60 feet, it might just get blown into the. One guy, when I first got this, he was talking about his hover air, and he had it in some mode, and he was walking along the lake, and it suddenly just decided to go over the lake, just kept going. He never saw the thing again. They do say you shouldn't operate it over water, so there must be something where it can't key off something. Well, it's still pretty amazing what this stuff can do. Here we go,
up there.
giving up the ghost. Now we're getting back into the gnats. So how many walks do you do 2 walks a day?
I've been just doing the one. And sometimes if I have another reason to,
If you have another what?
if I have a reason like
Oh.
need to go downtown or the post office.
Oh. Yeah, I've pretty much given up I have given up my walks. I'm just not a walk person. I've replaced them with bike rides. But I'd rather walk than be on the treadmill. And I'd rather ride a bike than walk. But I do feel better when I get a little bit of exercise.
Bugs like my nose too.
Oh yeah, they key off the carbon dioxide, I think. The little insects. I know mosquitoes are attracted to carbon dioxide. Some little critter
Yeah,
Scoot-
there's a hole there.
scooting around.
Oh, you saw them.
Yeah. Don't know what it was. I thought I saw something scooting as we approached here, and then who knows what it was? Some little, maybe a little mouse or something.
Yeah, that was kind of a difficult walk along the road.
That might even tax you.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of taxed right now.
You're running out of gas?
Yeah.
Well, dig your pocket watch out. Let's see what time it is. See how long that.
20 minutes to 5.
20 to 5. Was that the same as 4:40, isn't it?
Yeah. And
Huh?
it was 3:26, I said when we started.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So a little over an hour then. Hour and 10 minutes maybe, or?
Yeah, hour and almost 15 minutes.
Okay. All righty. We
You
survived.
probably just heard from me.
Well, thanks for coming along, everybody. That was our Albany Bridge trek. And we're going to sign off and invite you to check out other of my biking and hiking videos at memorybrothers.com. Bye for now. Okay, part 2 of our Albany Bridge walk. Mark suggested we check out the Lima Church. So I don't know if you can see that sign, but we're going to drive in there and actually take some of this from inside the car, and then we'll get out and do a little walking. So this is not too far from where we just finished our walk. Would you say a mile or two maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
And I've never taken any video from inside the vehicle. We'll see how this works. Anyway, now this is what the Lima Church. That looks like it should be in a Grant Wood painting. Yeah. And we'll so this cemetery has been here what, forever then?
Well, yeah, it's got tombstones from way back.
Okay, Kevin, we've got some Connors in here. That bench, if you can read it, says Connor. And here's one that says, does that say Dennis Connor?
Yeah, there's no, he must be still alive.
Oh, Dennis Connor,
There's a birthday.
1949. That he's a, or 43? Yeah. Hey, Nancy Grimes Carbon, if you're out there, you probably know all about this cemetery. I know you're an aficionado. I said to Mark a little earlier, I said, well, Nancy Grimes Carbon is really into cemeteries. Mark's, without missing a beat, says, we're all going to be in cemetery pretty soon. Isn't that what you said? Something like that? I just noticed way down here, there was a lone stone down there. There's actually a second one. kind of curious to see what. I'm gonna just run out real quick. Wife of A. Kunze, 18.
67. Died, doesn't give a birthday. Well,
Huh.
66 years, born 60, must have been born 1801.
01.
Yeah.
See what this one says down here.
So this cemetery was born in 1867.
Samantha, wife of A.O. Graves, died, what, 1868? Age?
32. I think that's a 3. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Huh. Wonder why they're off by themselves
I
there.
don't know. It's kind of down the hill.
J.H. Crawford. 1863 to, does that say 1905?
Yeah. He was 37 and 5. He was just only about 42 years old.
Yeah. Well, this is a tree
Yeah,
carved out of a tree.
it's been done. Well, June 2022. No wonder I didn't see it till last time I was out here.
The Eagle of Lima, carved and donated by
Jerry.
Jerry Muff for Clayton Schaefer's Eagle Scout project. Huh. Well, that was quite a project.
Yeah.
Wonder if that's what my neighbor's going to do with his tree.
Maybe.
Cut all the limbs off.
Yeah.
And you say this was the original entrance down here?
Yeah, I think it must have been because it's got the fence.
They've got braces here, so that doesn't get blown over. Well, if you can read backwards, that says Lima Cemetery up there. 1863, 1915. Whatever that means.
Took them that long to put up there.
Some of these are hard to read. Reverend Helms. Oh, here, 1815. That's about the oldest one.
Yeah, well, some of those old ones back there, they would have been born a little earlier than that. It's interesting because the old stones are sort of spread out across the whole length of the. You'd think they'd all be in one small group at the
Yeah.
one end,
Yeah.
and they're just sort of. Originally, there must have been great distances between the stones. People had plots far apart.
Yeah.
They wanted elbow room.
Yeah, some of these are just
Yeah,
almost unreal.
These old stones are very soft.
Well, we'll sign off again here from the Lima Cemetery. What town is this? West Union or where are we? Lima?
I don't think we would be, we're probably closer to Fayette than we are.
Oh, okay.
Look up the address of the Lima Church.
Yeah. Signing off.